word cancer still strikes fear into the hearts of anyone who hears it, but there are things you can do to lessen your risk. Dr. Robert Reznicki is the Chief Medical Officer at Medical Mutual of Ohio, and he's here to help us take steps to prevent cancer. So, April is what? National Cancer Control Month, right?
It is.
Along with that, you have some good news and some bad news. So let's, I guess, start with the bad news.
Yeah, sometimes we do start with the bad news.
Yeah, get it over with.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah, well, the bad news is that cancer is still all around us, Lori, and deaths from that are still all over. The people who die in the United States from anything in the course of a year, 1 in 4 is from cancer. So it's still out there.
It's bad still. So now we heard in an earlier segment about the cancer trial. So if you already have cancer, that can be helpful. But can you really prevent cancer?
There are a lot of things that you can do. Surprisingly, there are a lot of things you can do to prevent cancer. One of the biggest barriers, though, for all of us is that a lot of people, probably including ourselves, say, it can't happen to me.
Right.
I won't get cancer. Or you're a procrastinator and you say, well, I know what I should do. It's the right thing to do, but I'll start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So that procrastination can make it just too late. So what should we be doing? What can we actually do if we stop procrastinating and start something?
Yeah, there are some surprisingly easy things for us to do. And we've talked before about diabetes and heart disease, and some of those same things come true for preventing cancer. A healthy diet, exercising regularly, avoiding too much alcohol. Your mother probably told you alcohol is okay as long as you only have a little, and that's the truth here. So if you restrict your intake to just a drink, and men maybe a drink or two a day or occasionally, that won't get you into trouble. But there are cancers associated with too much alcohol.
And you mentioned exercise before. Is there a perfect amount, or is there a suggested amount of time you should exercise?
It's recommended that you exercise approximately 30 minutes a day, but this needs to be checked out with your doctor, because if your doctor doesn't say this is the right amount for you, or you're doing it inappropriately, you're going to get yourself into trouble.
Okay, and some of the other things on your list.
Yeah, if we were going to talk about one thing, and if everyone could pay attention today, if they're going to do anything today, it would be to stop smoking or get a loved one to stop smoking. Because if we tally up all the cancer deaths, the one that towers over everything else is lung cancer, and that's vastly coming from tobacco.
Okay.
But there are some other things. Sun exposure is a problem, and dermatologists laughingly talk about sun exposure as being sun poisoning because it's associated not just with premature aging of the skin, but it's associated with lots of types of skin cancer, and as we age, that can be a problem for us.
Okay.
Some of it is lifestyle too, Lori. You know that there are certain viruses that are associated with high-risk behavior that can lead to liver cancer or various types of cancer. So having a prudent, safe lifestyle is helpful.
Okay, so in addition to lifestyle, there are certain things we need to be screened for on a periodic basis, correct?
Right. There are certain cancers that we cannot prevent. There are certain high-risk groups because of your genes, for example. And those sorts of situations, you should be screened for that. Not only because it could be detected before you have it, but if you have it, it could be found in the very early stages before you get into trouble with it. And it can be then easily treated and prevent you from dying from it, but maybe you'll just die with it.
All right, well, we put those up on the screen. Hopefully our viewers are going to pay attention, because you know the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So follow Dr. Reznicki's steps to stop cancer before it starts, and talk to your doctor to learn what preventative actions and screening tests are right for you. My thanks to Dr. Reznicki for joining us today.
Thank you.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com/2015 options, or call 1-866-488-3266.